Isaac.
Yes, sir.
And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 80 days old. 8 days old, as God had commanded him.
That's a part of the covenant. When a child is 8 days old, a male child is 8 days old, he's supposed to be circumcised. And what they got today, they tell the folks, it's wrong to circumcise a kid. No, you better get that boy circumcised. You have a child, he need to be circumcised. That's the covenant. That's one of the covenants. Go ahead.
5. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him.
100 years old he had that baby. Go ahead.
And Sarah said, God hath made me to laugh, so that all that hear will laugh with me.
See, Sarah, she was laughing about, you know how something you thought wouldn't happen, but it happened? She was laughing a little bit. She was laughing like, man, I did it. I can't believe it, but I did it. You finished with that?
Yes, sir.
This is what God told Abraham and Sarah, they're going to have a child. And once they had a child, that child going to have the opportunity to get the land. He had 2 children now, Ishmael. Ishmael can't get the land. That's why they fighting over there. Let's go to Genesis chapter 26. Genesis 26 and verse 1. Let's see what land did God promise Abraham and Isaac. I should have had a map on him. Genesis 26 and 1. We just want to make sure that you understand you're not promised heaven. Period. You're not. You ain't going nowhere. You're going to be right here. Either you're going to be in the lake of fire or you're going to be in the New Jerusalem. Take your choice. You're not going to heaven. Genesis chapter 26 and verse 1. Go ahead.
And there was a famine in the land, besides the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went up unto Abimelech, king of the Philistines, to Gerar.
So Isaac went up to Abimelech, and he wanted him to go up to Abimelech so he could get blessed. When God gives you something, He's going to make sure you're fully equipped. He's going to make sure you're fully equipped. You're not going to go lacking. Go ahead.
And the Lord appeared unto him and said, Go not down into Egypt. Dwell in the land which I shall tell thee.
Yes, sir.
Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee.
He said, don't go into Egypt. Sojourn in this land right here. I'm going to be with you. And what else? Go ahead.
And will bless thee, for unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father.
You see what he said? I'm going to give all these countries. I'm going to make sure I perform the oath, which is the covenant I had with Abraham. I'm going to give it to you too, Isaac, and your seed. This is the promised land He's going to give them. Go ahead.
And I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven.
Them a lot of kids. Stars of heaven. Go ahead.
And will give unto thy seed all these countries. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed.
All these countries in Africa, all these lands in Africa is our land. Our land. And once we get there and set up headquarters, He's going to govern it out. He's going to section it out. And the ones that are found fortunate, that understand what He's doing, He's going to set them up to be a God upon this earth. But the other ones, I don't know. You're just going to be a regular person, because He said a child will die 100 years old. So going to be going to be flesh and blood people there. You're going to have gods there also. But I'm shooting for this God. I want to run it, just like He said. Go ahead.
5. Because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, and my statutes, and my laws.
So Abraham had commandments back then? They love to say, see, they ain't get the commandments to Moses. What did that just say right now? Commandments always been around. Been here, always. Since man been upon this earth. Even when Cain killed Abel, the commandment was there. How he know he killed the man? If the commandment, thou shalt not kill, he didn't understand thou shalt not kill. He was a God, I just killed him over there, he laying over there. But he lied because he killed a man. That was a sin. Abraham had the commandments of God. Don't let these Sunday people fool you now. About the commandments only came in through Moses. And what did that just say, man? My commandments and statutes he obeyed Abraham. You feel me that? Go ahead.
And Isaac dwelt in Gerar.
I just want to let you see that when he told me, he said, stay there. I'm going to give you these countries and I'm going to bless you. Let's go to Genesis chapter 25. Go back to Genesis chapter 25 and 19. Remember what I said? You got people over there fighting on that land. And one of that other person is our twin brother Esau. And he's not the European. The white man, as they say. He's not. He might have some white skin, but no, he's not the European. He's not the Gentile. Genesis chapter 25, verse 19. Go ahead.
And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begot Isaac.
So these are the generations of Isaac, meaning the seed that will inherit the land. Go ahead.
And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel of the Syrian of Padanaram, the sister of Laban the Syrian.
Okay, go ahead.
And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived.
Go ahead.
And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord.
Because the children in Solomon's stomach were battling, man. She was having birth pain. And women can know this, I don't know them about this. But they had birth pain. Well, he was kicking, they were fighting them. So she asked God, man, why are these kids doing this inside of my stomach? Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
2 what?
2 nations.
2 nations are in your womb. Go ahead.
And 2 manner of people shall be separate from thy bowels.
Yes, sir.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people. And the elder shall serve the younger.
He said the elder shall serve the younger. Meaning that Jacob was ruling until he disobeyed God and Esau stepped in and took his identity. Like as of today. Go ahead.
24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there was twins in her womb.
Twins. You got 2 kids in the womb. One looked different because they gave the description. Go ahead.
And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau.
This is Esau, our twin brother, which is the fake Jew in the land today. Not the Gentile. Not the Gentile. You got a lot of our Hebrew brothers saying that's the white man. No, it's not. That's the fake Jew who got the land today. Go ahead.
26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's head.
Yes, sir.
And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac were 60 years old when she bare him.
Isaac was 60 years old when he bare him. Go ahead.
And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in the tents.
And you know Esau, he still got a characteristic today. He's a cunning hunter. If you want a lawyer, what they tell you? Go get a Jew. If you want some money, who they say got the money? The Jew. He still got the same MO today. He's still running. He's a cunning hunter. He will hunt down and buy everything. Jewish person came to my shop and looking around like he finna buy. He just walked in, little shop, with that little curly, whatever you want to call it, walked in like he owned the place. Hey, I'm just looking around. He just come in looking around like, I said, hey man, I ain't a part of that shopping plaza over there, that's the air. Oh, okay. And he would ask me all different types of stuff because he was about to buy Rose's shopping plaza. The Jew came in the shop. Y'all something posted online. But just the arrogance of him, I'm not saying he arrogant, but just his statue, how he just come in like he owned the place. He does, man. That's how they roll. He's a cunning hunter. He still got the same MO. And here comes Jacob. What it said, Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. You know, that's us all day. What you doing, man? You chilling at the crib. Man, come on outside. No, man, I'm good, man. I'm gonna sit right here and just sit back and kick back in the crib. We ain't got no get up about nothing a lot of times. Look at our people today, the same MO. Come on down here you're giving free school or free tuition at school or free jobs, and they won't even get out of bed and come. Same MO. And they complain they ain't got no money. A lot of the stuff that's happening in the world is our fault right now. Our fault.
That's right.
These are the characteristics of these two brothers right here. Go ahead.
And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison. But Rebekah loved Jacob.
Esau went out there and hunted. Venison means he went out there and hunted deer with the wild game. Clean food now, none of this crazy stuff. Cause this Jacob, he know about the dietary law.
Come on.
Go ahead.
And Jacob sighed pottage. Esau came from the field, and he was faint.
Yes, sir.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
What verse you in?
30. 30.
30. Oh, it's the way past. Y'all looking at. Yeah, I went past that. Read it over again.
30.
The agenda 25 and 30?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Esau, 30.
Go ahead.
Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
His name is called what?
Edom.
Edom. Which is the Edomite. Which is the one who run it right now. Or the fake Jew. But they always try to tell you that Jacob tricked Esau out of his birthright. That wasn't, they didn't trick him out of his birthright. You listen to these theologians and these Roman Catholic church schools, seminary school, they'll tell you this. No, he sold the birthright. He didn't even care about his birthright. For some soup. Go ahead.
And Jacob said, sell me this, thy birthright.
He said, sell me this your birthright. Since you so hungry, what Esau said?
Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore to him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
So he didn't trick him. He sold it to him that day for some soup, bowl or whatever he had in there. But they're trying to tell you he tricked him. I ain't tricked nothing. Anyway, God already told Rebekah what was going to happen. And he gave it away like it wasn't nothing. Because we know in the law that the eldest son always get what the father, the inheritance. Always get the inheritance. That's the MO of this of the commandment. The eldest son get it. I guess Esau thought he was going to get it anyway. I don't know what he was thinking, but he despised it. Go ahead.
Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils. And he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
He didn't even like it at all. At all. But this is how Jacob got the blessing. And when Isaac was about to die, he called Jacob in, and he called Esau in. He thought it was Esau, but it was Jacob, and he got blessed, and he couldn't take it back. But these are the players of the book where we understand that seed, which is Jacob's seed, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all the way down to Isaac also, that's the promised seed. That's the one that get the promised land. They the ones that run it in the future now. We ain't running it now. We just want to be a part of that number. We finished with that?
Yes, sir.
Where we at now? Genesis 28. 28, right?
Yes, sir.
Genesis 28 and 1. Just trying to lay some foundation here. Because this helped me out a lot when I'm reading the Bible and understand who are these people. Genesis 28 and 1. Let's see what God said to Jacob about this promised land. Go ahead.
And Isaac called Jacob and blessed him, and charged him, and said unto him, thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan.
Go ahead.
Arise, go to Panorama, to the house of Bethuel, thy mother's father, and take thee a wife from thence of the daughters of Laban, thy mother's brother.
So he tell him where to go get his wife. Go ahead.
And God Almighty blessed thee, and made thee fruitful, and multiplied thee, that thou mayest be a multitude of people,
Go ahead.
and give thee the blessing of Abraham to thee, and to thy seed with thee.
What is the blessing of Abraham? Everybody talking about the blessing. I got the blessing. He gonna tell you the blessing right here. Go ahead.
That thou mayest inherit the land wherein thou art a stranger, which God gave unto Abraham.
That's the blessing. That you inherit the land that God gave to Abraham. But we trying to get to heaven. We trying to get all this land over the United States. We buying up stuff. Some of these jokers buying land on the moon. They're doing all this stuff. But nobody in our sector that, as a whole of Israel, they ain't talking about the land of Jerusalem at all, about it's theirs or not. They're talking about heaven. But this is what he gave them. He said, look, you inherit the land wherein thou strangers are. They strangers in the land right now. They fighting over our land. Jump down to verse 10. Go ahead.
And Jacob went out from Beersheba and went toward Haran. And he lighted up a certain place.
Yes, sir.
And tarried there all night, because the sun was set. And he took of the stones of that place, and put them from his pillow, and lay down in that place to sleep.
So Jacob did what he said. He went to the land, this other land, to get his wife. But he went in this place and went to sleep. But God gonna appear to him in a dream. He gonna show him something. Go ahead.
And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of God ascending and descending on it.
So he had a dream. He saw the angels of God going up and down on this ladder. Go ahead.
And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am the Lord God of Abraham thy father, and the God of Isaac. The land whereon thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed.
See what he said? He telling him, look, man, I gave this to your father, and now I'm going to give it to you, which is Isaac, and your seed. This is the promise. The promise. Not New York, not Cincinnati, not heaven, all these places where we want to have. But nobody I hear saying they want Jerusalem. They want it. Go ahead.
14. And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth.
Yes, sir. And there will be a bunch of children. Go ahead.
And thou shalt spread abroad to the west, to the east, to the north, and to the south. And indeed, in thy seed shall be all the families of the earth be blessed.
What did God say he scattered us? All over the world. We everywhere. And we gonna be everywhere when he set us up back, when he set the headquarters up in Jerusalem again. He gonna put us in different sectors to run it. But everybody gonna have to come up to Jerusalem to get their marching orders. Everybody. Or send a representative, for what I understand. Go ahead.
And behold, I am with thee, and will keep thee in all places whither thou goest, and will bring thee again into this land. For I will not leave thee until I have done that which I have spoken to thee of.
He said, I ain't gonna leave you until I have done this. I'm gonna bring you in the land, just like it's gonna bring us back to the land. When the third temple is built, where we going? We going to the wilderness. Where's the wilderness? Over there in the land. He gonna bring us back. Go ahead.
And Jacob awaked out of his sleep, and he said, surely the Lord is in this place, and I knew it not.
Jacob understood the Lord gave him that dream, and he believed it. Genesis chapter 35, and verse 9. And see, what else God told Jacob about his land? About our land. The promised land. He promised to our ancestors, and it promised to us. Genesis 35 and verse 9. God's still talking to Jacob. Go ahead.
And God appeared unto Jacob again when he came out of Padan and blessed him. And God said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel.
This is why we are called Israelites. We got our father Jacob. His name was changed. He was adopted right here in the covenant to get the blessing, which is the land, which is all the promises. Right here. Go ahead.
11. And God said unto him, I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply.
Yes, sir. Have some kids. Go ahead.
A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins.
Yes, sir. The King David, King Saul, all them kings came out of the loin. Good kings. Them two right there were good. Good kings. Yet a few others I can't name right now. But go ahead.
And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac.
What land is that? The land of Canaan. He gave them that. Or they call it today Africa. Or they call it Jerusalem. All that land over there is a part of the land of Canaan. All of it. It is ours for the taking. Go ahead.
And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to thee I will give it.
Yes, sir.
And to thy seed after thee will I give the land.
We are the seed. Right here, right now. This seed, his seed is still in this land. All scattered all over the world. Go ahead.
And God went up from him in the place where he talked with him.
Yes, sir. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. That ain't even lesson. I'm gonna put it there now. But we messed up. We messed up. That's what we messed up at. The promised land was all ours. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. Know where you're going. This is GPS right here. Believe me, I ain't tell you to go to the promised land. I didn't tell you that God gave this land to the so-called African American. I didn't say it personally. We reading it. And that's what people get confused. They preaching down there telling y'all wrong. No, we reading. These are the conversations I have with people sometimes. You probably have them too. They want to kill the messenger. Ain't right. None of this. Deuteronomy chapter 21. But God gave Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and their children of the land. He said, man, we supposed to be blessed on top of everything. Verse 1. Go ahead, bro.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
He said, if you listen or hearken to all the voice of the Lord and to observe and do. Observe and do. You just can't have faith and not do something. He wants you to make sure you do all his commandments. And he said he will make you high above all the nations. Everybody's supposed to look at us and say, that's the blessed seed. If we want to know the plan of God, go to one of them black Israelites. But what they look at us today? Killers, rapists, thieves. They look at us, and we ain't even doing this stuff, but they still look at us like that. That's what I hate. I can't wait till they get back to this. Go ahead.
And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee.
Yes, sir.
Thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
He said, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice, we got a contract here. If you do it, he'll do what? Go ahead.
Blessed shall thou be in the city.
Yes, sir.
Blessed shall thou be in the field.
He said, bless you be in the city, and bless you be in the field. I mean, whatever you put your hand to, you're going to be blessed. You walk in the room, you blessed. Well, let us walk in the store and not buy something quickly. What are they doing? They watching. Can I help you? No, you can't help me. I'm looking. So this is the stuff they do to us. We ain't like that no more. We don't have a blessing like that. Go ahead.
Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body.
Are our children blessed like that? No. Because they give our kids, right now they want to charge our kids in school with probation. I had a little 12, 13-year-old boy tell me he got probation. I go see a probation officer. I said, what? They already put the curse of this land on them. He got probation. Every little thing he do, his name is messed up. That's the fruit. God said, your fruit's supposed to be blessed of Israel. Go ahead.
Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep.
All the things that we put our hands to supposed to be blessed. And we got some glimmer of that, the people who exercise it, but a lot of us is not exercising. Why? Because we're not keeping the commandments. Go ahead.
Blessed shall be thy baskets and thy store.
Blessed be thy basket and thy store. What store? What store you really got? We barely got any store. Businesses. Barely got them. Because we done fell so deep in the hole, not understanding who we are and what land was promised to us. Jump down to verse 15. Because he said, look, if you obey my laws, I'm going to give you all those blessings. Along with the land. Go ahead.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
This is why we hurting right now as a nation, because we're not doing the commandments. When you know these commandments, you listen to the news, you know exactly why they died, or you know exactly why they got hurt. You know it, because you listen to the conversation. Yeah, we were sitting in the house singing Christmas. Like, what? I already know you celebrating Christmas, so God protect your name with you. It had to happen. When we was at this Easter celebration and this happened. All this stuff, man. Or we was at this birthday party, or we was at the Christmas party, all this stuff. And you said, that's wrong for them to go shoot them and do that. And then like this church, I'm not believing, I'm not saying that's good, because I ain't God. God only determined that. Like this white boy came to that church and killed all them people. What day they go to church on? They were keeping Sunday. They weren't keeping the Sabbath. God have a strange way. It ain't strange, but his way of doing things and punishing. He said, cursed will be in what?
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and
Yes, sir.
cursed shall thou be in the field. Cursed shall thou be thy basket and thy store.
Everything we doing today is cursed as a nation. Go ahead.
Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep.
This don't sound like a people that were promised the land. It don't. Go ahead.
19. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me.
This is what's going on because the wickedness of our doing. What is that wickedness? Breaking the law. It is what it is. What verse you in?
21.
21. Go ahead.
The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee,
Yes, sir.
until he have consumed thee from off the land, whither thou goest to possess it. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with the blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish.
When did this happen? 70 AD, when Titus came to the land, he said, look, the Lord shall make a pestilence, cleave to thee, until he have consumed thee off the land. This is how we got off the land, for breaking these laws, and guess what? We are scattered all over the world with slave ships. And we don't know about our history of the land and our people when we don't read the Old Testament and go back and understand how it started with Abraham, Isaac, Sarah, Rebecca. All these people are very important. This is like our family tree. But you don't know who you kin to when you say you're African. If I come up and say, yeah, Mr. Jim, my cousin, you're going to be like, Mr. Jim, why are you your cousin? You got some people will take on the name and say, yeah, be so proud of it because the white man or whoever acknowledged them as being in their family. You ain't kin to them, man. Israel don't know where he come from. Don't even care. All he know is, Mr. Charlie, pat him on the head. You gonna do good. You gonna do good. Man, learn your heritage right here. Learn what your land, you got land, I got land. Go ahead, we finished?
23.
Jump down to verse 37. 37.